I say, yo, you already know who it is, man. It's Chris Jackson, Prince Up Top, last real nigga alive. Hey, look, I got one of the niggas that's nice, but he a different kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, he one of these artists that you gotta be kind of turned on to. You know what I'm saying? Pause, no homo for the niggas that's into that shit. But, like, his style is very unorthodox. He doesn't sound like your average everyday rapper. Like, this is something that he's perfected as far as his craft, his delivery, his cadence. He definitely doesn't sound like any artist that you ever heard. State your name, gangster. Let's get into it.
You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Cujo the Hound, you feel me? Straight out of Brooklyn, you feel me? Live in Tampa with my boy Chris Jack, you know what
Hey!
I'm saying? Outside with it. Let's get
Yeah,
it.
bitch, you. Hey, look. First and foremost, I appreciate you sliding through fucking with the platform, bro. You know, always it's a pleasure. It's just a blessing, bro, that we still here. You feel me?
I appreciate y'all having me.
Hey, look. You kind of one of them ones, bro. Like, you a different type of nice, bro. Like, when I first met you at the Crowbar, I heard a lot of talent in that building. But one thing that kind of stuck out to me the most about you, bro, is the passion and emotion that you put in your song. Even when, you know what I'm saying, it's like heartbreak, you know? Like, your shit is kind of emotional, but you got like a I don't give a fuck kind of swag, so it don't really come off like you hurt. But you say some real shit in your emotional songs, bro. Like, are you an emotional kind of guy?
True say, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, music just an outlet for a nigga, you know what I'm saying, to just like express certain type of shit. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I used to be like an angry kind of guy, you feel me? So it's just like a lot of times and shit like that, just growing up, I had to realize like shit, it's okay to, you know what I'm saying, tap in with your emotions, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
as growing as men and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like music just provide like a safe haven for a nigga, so you know what I'm saying? Between that and the arts, I just let it out type shit.
I feel you. So look, before we go into the music, let's kind of rewind the hands of time a little bit. Let's kind of go back a little bit, right? Now, you're born and raised in New York. You feel me? Brooklyn. Shout out the whole boroughs.
50s.
You know, so shout out Queens. Shout out Queensbridge, Left Rack, 41st, all of that shit over there. Shout out my uncle over there. You feel me? Like, Queensbridge forever. You know what I'm saying? I know what this nigga talking about. You know what I'm saying? But Queensbridge. You feel me? But anyway, coming up as a young black man in New York, you definitely have a stigma on you already because New York is fucking grimy as fuck, you know what I'm saying? So you already come with like a stipulation because you black. Can you kind of talk about your upbringing and how you were kind of raised? I'm almost certain, like, you well-mannered, so I know you was kind of brought up in a church household.
Yeah, definitely. I ain't gonna lie. My boys, you know what I'm saying, kept us in the church and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I got 5 brothers. I'm the middle. So I ain't gonna hold you, like, we always kind of been mobbing on some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just grew up, like, having the next man back. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just stand on a lot of principles and shit like that.
Right.
And I try to install that into my young niggas and shit like that, my little brothers and shit.
Right. So, being that you're, like, the sibling of 5, kind of talk about what it was like growing up in a household with all brothers, you know what I'm saying? Like, and what, did you have a dual parent household? Was both your mother and father there, or was just your mother raising you?
Yeah, that's a fact. Both of my parents, you know what I'm saying, was there.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, for real. My pops had, you know what I'm saying, got knocked for some, and then like he kind of came back in our lives later on type shit. We wasn't like fully grown and stuff like that. I was about like 8th or 9th grade.
So you didn't really understand it like that?
Not like too much and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Cause that's like a whole nother side, like of me just what they was telling me and shit. So a nigga kind of had to like go through a lot of shit.
Can you
know
kind of
what I'm
elaborate on it, or you don't know too much about it, or what?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I was just told something that wasn't, like, you know what I'm saying, the truth, feel me? And found out later there was a situation, you know what I'm saying? Pops got knocked for something, and this is why he came back, and this is why he was going type shit, you feel me? So, like, but all in all and shit like that, hell yeah, I got a lot of respect for my pops. Like, that nigga saved my life and shit. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, son, cause
how the fuck that happened?
like, a lot of the shit I was doing before, you know what I'm saying, him, like, I ain't gonna lie, nigga was outside and this, that, and the third and shit like that. I don't want to speak on it too much and shit like that, you feel me? But everybody got a past and shit.
So he was like
you know
a product of your environment, so to speak.
Definitely, you feel me? And like, true say, when Son came back, you know what I'm saying, my OG came back, like, he kind of set me right, like, this what you gonna do, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, it was war, you know what I'm saying? Not listening, you know what I'm saying, type shit. Coming up and struggling like that. But I ultimately, you know what I'm saying, trusted the nigga.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying, one thing led to another. And you know what I'm saying, the nigga just was trusting them sports and like shit. Ended up going to college and shit like that.
Right, so you
feel
played
me?
ball?
Yeah, that's a fact and shit. I played ball and shit like that.
Where'd you go to high school?
I actually got kicked out.
Shit.
And goddamn, like, had to live with like my aunt and uncle and shit out in Atlanta and shit. You know what I'm saying? I finished out my senior year. You know what I'm saying? But it all happened for like a reason and shit like that. I ended up getting a little scholarship, you know what I'm saying, to go play ball out in VA and shit.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying?
Did you take the opportunity?
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like,
how was that like going to college and shit?
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was smooth. So like, it wasn't like anything I caught a picture and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was smooth. I ain't gonna lie, I ain't finished type shit, but I definitely enjoyed the experience, you know what I'm saying?
Did you play at all?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
I played like my first 2 years and shit like that.
Okay, so you was there for a minute.
Yeah, I went to school for like 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Goddamn, played ball and shit. Then, feel me, I had left off of the situation type shit. And then really just, you know what I'm saying? Not say I fell back into my ways on some shit, but, you know what I'm saying? I kinda did. Got in some little legal trouble and shit like that. Kinda had like a realization, you feel me?
Right.
And then like, you know what I'm saying, tighten up from that situation, just learn from my shit, and you know what I'm saying, really just my OGs pushing me in the right direction type shit.
Now, going through all of this, I know like music was a big part of that. Like, and being that you from New York, the music scene has always been captivating, even before it even got to other areas of America and stuff like that. So I know music has always been a very big part of your life. When did you really started taking this shit seriously? Like, I'm not talking about the little bullshit stuff you was doing with your niggas in the back room and shit. I'm talking like when did you say, you know what, I'm gonna start taking this shit serious? Like, I really want to try to see if this shit can work.
I had to say, like, probably when, like, you know what I'm saying, just everything, like, wasn't really going nigga type direction type shit. Really on some shit when I got into that, my little legal situation, whatever. And then, you know what I'm saying, I kind of had that realization, like, shit, I've been doing this all my life, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying, a little bullshit, whatnot. I feel like I could do this shit for real, get some money about this shit, change my, you know what I'm saying, people's situation and whatnot, you know? So I kind of just stuck with it for a little bit, and then one thing led to another, and I was like, shit, let me just kick this shit, all gas, no brakes.
Okay. What year was this?
I'll probably say like 6, 7 years ago type shit.
Okay, so it's not that too far. Okay, so what was like the starting point? Like when would you was like, you know what, I'm gonna really start putting my music out on platforms, I'm gonna start getting my BMI, my ass kept? Like, when did you have that realization?
I ain't gonna lie, I was fucking around in the stew and shit one time, and then I actually had laid down some shit. And then, like, I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't nothing too crazy, but then I just, like, really had, like, you know what I'm saying, went home, got on the beat, and, like, really just sat and wrote some shit. And I was like, shit, this sound better than the shit I'm hearing out here, cuz. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, you feel me? So I was like, shit, I think I could fuck with this shit, bro. I kinda always been, like, known for freestyle a little bit in the hood and shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nigga was rapping, doing his little thing and shit, nothing crazy. But, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, I'm gonna knock this shit out, don't care.
Okay, so when did you make the transition from New York to Florida?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie, I was out in Cali, you feel me? Like, going through another situation.
God
you
damn,
feel me?
nigga,
Yeah,
you be going through some shit.
Hey, cuz, I be paper chasing. I ain't gonna lie, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know what I'm saying? I ended up kind of fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Out there, Cali expensive as a bitch, you feel me?
Right.
Yeah, but I was dream chasing and shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, out of Oakland and shit, shout out to Bay and shit like that. Nigga stayed out of Antioch, you feel me?
So, I'm kind of glad you brought that up. You kind of segued into another question that I want to ask. I noticed that you kind of always wear blue. Do you have any ties or affiliation with any type of Crip set or anything like that? Because I kind of heard some of it as a reference of it into a music, but I'm not sure if it was really that. Can you kind of talk about that or elaborate on that situation a little bit?
Nah, like, shit, blue just my favorite color, you feel me? Yeah, I just rock with blue and shit like that.
Okay, so I can't remember the name of the song. You kind of talk about your affiliation with the color blue.
Yeah.
At what age would you say you kind of seen that lifestyle?
Shit, since day one.
Shit. Okay. So was that kind of influential when it comes down to the music? Was you kind of like in a situation where the people around you kind of gave you that morale? They kind of boosted you to kind of keep going with this music shit?
Shit, definitely. You know what I'm saying? My brothers motivate me all the time. I ain't gonna lie. Them niggas my backbone and shit, you know what I'm saying? So
That's what's up.
a lot of shit I do, it ain't never for me, cause like that shit be for my people and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit and talk about the music. Now, when I first heard you perform at the Crowbar, I didn't know who you were, but your music kind of resonated with me because, like I said, it was kind of emotional, and you kind of talking about a relationship that you was in.
Yeah.
Are you single now?
You know what I'm saying?
He said, "You know what I'm saying." Yo, whoever you is,
Hey, cuz.
Hey, look.
Hey,
Look, I'll bring that up because there's a song where you kind of talk about relationship shit, you know, and you know, I can appreciate that because it shows that you're human. You know, you're a regular nigga. You know, you just happen to rap. Was that story like based on a true story, or like that was just something you just kind of got in your bag?
I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, like every love song comes with a story type shit.
Right.
So, like that shit was just like I say, like, you know what I'm saying, bits and pieces and shit like that. You feel me? Just like about like situations and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying, that every nigga can relate to.
You ever had your heart broken?
I mean, shit, facts.
Can you talk about it?
I mean, yeah, I could talk about it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It just, I feel like every nigga like kinda like need their heart broken in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Explain.
Like, cause I remember one of my OGs had told me that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of was fucking up what, you know what I'm saying? Everything else a nigga had kind of going on and shit. Cause you know what I'm saying? If you ain't right here, like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be right like
That's
nowhere
a
else
fact.
type shit.
That's a fact.
So like, my OG kind of told me like, you need a heartbreak, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you're young type shit. So like, you know what I'm saying? You can stop like thinking with your heart, you know what I'm saying? And start thinking with your head, you feel me? So I ain't gonna lie, ever since like situations like that, I kind of just don't put my heart into a lot, like, you know what I'm saying? I try to think logical first, you know what I'm saying? And then like, really like less off emotions, you know what I'm saying? Cause that shit'll get you fucked up.
Okay, so you talk about a time where your heart being broken in a relationship. Were you was it a long-term committed relationship? Was it like something that, you know, you was cheated on? Like what was the biggest heartbreak that you had to endure?
I mean, facts. It was like long term and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done did it and got cheated on, so it's just like, you know, it's like a cycle for real. Like
He say it's like a cycle.
Like for real, no cap. Like love songs, no bullshit.
Which go and download that love songs, by the way.
that's
You know
a
what I'm
fact,
saying?
bro.
Out on all platforms.
Yeah. That shit just won a nigga, you know what I'm saying? That coast to coast trip type shit. So like a nigga finna be out in Miami and shit with the shits November. Yeah.
So kind of elaborate a little bit more about your transition from New York to Florida specifically, because I know we kind of got off course and started talking about Cali, but talk about the transition and coming to Florida. Like, who was some of the first people that you kind of linked up with in the city that kind of pushed you in the right direction to do the music shit?
Shit. I had linked up with my boy Cisco out here. He doing his thing out in St. P and shit like that. Then like I kind of started like, you know what I'm saying, tapping in with like a lot of the film, like, you know what I'm saying, the photo dudes, the goddamn, the engineers, all type of producers. My boy Lockhart, you know what I'm saying. Did a couple of genres with Addy, you know what I'm saying, visuals. You know what I'm saying.
And he's fire, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
He's fire,
bro, on his shit.
So when it comes down to your influence, who are some of your biggest musical influences in this shit?
Shit, I had to say 50.
Hey, look, so before we get out of here, it's 2023. What can we expect from Khujo for the rest of the year, bro? Like, something I can hold you to. Give me that. Give me something, you know what I'm saying?
It's really all gas, no brakes.
Okay.
Like, no bullshit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nigga about to drop a tape.
Okay, we got the Coast to Coast coming up.
Yeah, November. We got Loud on the 7th coming up.
Okay.
In September. You know what I'm saying? You got my Cash Day coming up.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In September, the end of September. So I ain't gonna lie, son. Like, it's up this summer. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the year. Fuck it.
Hey, look. Go ahead, drop them socials, man. Let the people know where they can find you at, bro.
Alright, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You can catch your ___ Khujo, CUDJOE on Instagram. I'm on Spotify, Apple, you know what I'm saying? All other platforms like that, title like Khujo the Hound. You feel me? You can catch all my music and shit. I'm gonna be performing in Orlando, you know what I'm saying? July the 18th. Father's Day, you know what I'm saying? We got this Back to New York showcase, you know what I'm saying? We about to just turn shit up, you feel me?
Okay. Hey, look, before we get out of here, bro, what's the biggest advice that you can give to an up-and-coming artist?
Shit. I say, calculate your moves before you make it. Don't just be out here doing shit, you feel me? This shit a business, for real. Be strategic, tactical. That's a fact.
That's real. He said some real shit just then. Hey, bro, it's like, I appreciate you sliding through fucking with the platform, bro. I expect so much more from you. I'm gonna be watching you, my nigga.
Yeah.
I'm locked in. I fuck with you, bro. So I expect great things from you coming your way, alright?
Yeah, that's love, bro.
Alright, let's fucking go, nigga.